What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be on the old wax dip tank, how to wax dip your woodenware so it lasts forever. Just let her be.
Let her be E-E.
Let her be E-E. Well, what's up, guys? Ashby at Ashby Farms. I'm joined by the boss over here, who is home from nursing a little bit early.
And the boss.
She's going to supervise and make sure that I actually get some work done today and don't just sit around and drink beer all day. So sometimes it's Friday. Sometimes it be like that.
It's Friday.
Want to touch on this whole video today is going to be devoted to you have never seen how to wax dip, and we're just going to assume you know nothing. So I'm sorry if any of this is redundant, but I'm trying to just do like an all-encompassing video. So when I got started in beekeeping, I decided I wanted to wax dip because if painting is standard, then wax dipping is premium. You're basically heating the wood up above 212 degrees, and once it goes above 212, the water content within the wood steams out on a pore level, and then like porous level, and then it creates a vacuum inside the wood, and then when you pull the woodenware out of the hot wax, it sucks the wax back into those pores, and now you have a wax impermeated woodenware equipment. So whether that's like the 10 frame boxes behind me, or the lids, or double screen boards, or pallets, anything, we wax dip it all. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to Claris Wax Products. Brad is my rep over there. They're a company out of South Carolina, and they ship from Dallas because of all the petroleum industry that's in Texas, I guess. But there's two types of wax. When I first started ordering from them in 2021, we were ordering paraffin, which has like a 140 melt point, and then microcrystalline, which has like a 190 melt point. And I guess from my other videos, so many people have called now, when I was talking to Brad just earlier today, now they have a beekeeper's blend. It's already pre-mixed 50-50 of microcrystalline and paraffin. And one thing I want to talk about is and by the way, we order wax by the pallet. So it's shipped LTL freight, which is 18 wheelers. And buddy of mine, neighbor from here, sorry, it's kind of windy in the, let me go fix this. So my neighbor runs a furniture company here, and they've got a freight dock. And so when we would ship in the wax freights, 2,000 pounds to a pallet, and Brian would just get the pallets of wax off for me, and then I would just swing by with my pickup truck and pick up like 1,000 pounds at a time. So big shout out to Brian. But when I was talking to Brad from Claris Wax Products earlier today, we were talking about this beekeeper's blend and the benefits of it. And by the way, this year's price, it's $2.15 a pound if you're ordering. So 2,000 pounds is going to run you about $4,200, just rough math. And then you'll have shipping. Probably to ship 2,000 pounds is maybe $300, $400, $500, something like that. Whatever freight is, it's just part of the cost of it. Coming from Dallas, I want to say ours was something like $5.25 or something. So to wherever you live, but that's a fantastic price on wax, by the way. But they've always taken good care of me and always treated me good. So anyways, there's a lot of variables when it comes to wax dipping. We run a true 1-inch pine board, so there's more wood, and then some of it's old growth and some of it's new growth, and that check on our foam there. So that old growth, it has tighter rings than the new growth, which is quick growing wood. So when you think about how much wax does it take, I really can't tell you. It's probably close to 2 pounds per deep box. And the way I came up with that was last year, like a full day for me, I could wax 92 10 frame boxes in one day. And at the end of the day, we add in about 200 pounds of wax. So you need to think about, if you're buying wax, you got to fill your tank. So ours is 600 pounds of wax, and then whatever additional wax we've got. one thing is I try to look for weather windows where there's like 2 or 3 days real warm sunshine. So it's Friday today. We're going to catch Saturday and Sunday for wax dipping. And today it's like 7 hours to melt that block of wax and get it up to temperature. Whereas tomorrow it's only going to be 3 hours to get it up and going in the morning. Same thing for Sunday. So try to get a weather window that works, and then all of our woodenware from today goes right into the field on Monday. Basically, I've been building since January. Got everything ready to go, so it's kind of just in time inventory. But let's come back to the wax tank. So as you can see, now all that here's a bunch of leaves and stuff that's in here as well. All that foam is gone. All that foam here was water. It's moisture that causes a foam over. Last year I had the worst foam over I've got. It ran all the way out to this tree right here, like this direction. We had 4 wet pieces of wood that had just gotten a little bit of water in it, and it boiled 300 pounds of wax out of this tank all the way over to that tree. And so this is what's left of it here. I'm going to zoom in, this pile right here. And what we did is we were just chipping it out of the grass, chipping all the wax up, because I mean this stuff's expensive. $600 for the wax. I put these 2 long handles on a 10 frame box here, and we put 2 rounds of screen in the bottom, and then we just dumped all the dirt and all the rocks and everything in there and dropped it in, and we remelted that wax out of what's now left over to these big chunks right here. And so that's where we get all this trash and stuff in here. Things you're gonna need, I like wearing a good pair of work gloves, and then also we have the 500 degree rated silicone gloves. I like a 2 foot long temperature, a manual temperature checker here, and let's see where we're at. Watch it come up to temp with me. Again, we're looking for somewhere right around the 250 range. That's at 225. So all that foam was right around the 212 mark. And trying to get up to temp. See where we're at over here. Still at 225. It's going to be a little bit still. So I run my temperature at 250, and the reason I run it at 250 is because, all right, let's start with what kind of wood you're using. So I run custom milled lumber. It sits outside for a full year. Then we cut it to pieces. It sits in the barn for a full year as a cut piece, because they'll shrink even after they're cut. Then we build our equipment. It stays in the barn to stay dry, and it's going to come out of the barn today right into the wax tank. And that moisture, with a wood moisture meter, I'm at 11% moisture. Whereas if you've got, most kiln dried wood is going to be somewhere in the 5 to 6% moisture range. My buddy Phil Haynes with Ape and Bees, he runs his wax dip tank at 300 to 310 degrees, and he only does a 5-minute soak, and by the time you pull your last your last box out, you got somewhere between 7 and 8 minutes. Because remember, you pull the piece out, we sit ours and let them drip for maybe 2 minutes, and then pull them off to the side to cool down. So Phil's running a 5-minute soak and probably 7 to 8 total minutes on the last one. I run a 7-minute soak with maybe 9 to 10 minutes total for the last one. So again, that kiln dried wood, he can do it that much faster. My best 3-day run was I did 92 boxes a day for 3 days in a row. If you have to stop during the day and refill wax, that sets you back 3-4 hours to melt that wax out. So what I find is we dip wooden boxes first. Once the level of the wax comes down to a certain point where we can't dip the full box anymore, then we dip lids and double screen boards until we run out of daylight. At the end of the day, then I dump all the solid additive wax back up to where I've got a marker inside my tank, which is about 10 inches down from the top. Bring you over here and show you. Actually, where's it at? It's just barely under. It's in this corner down here, but the marker is just barely covered. So at the end of the day, we get the wax level back up, and then we put a 1-inch lid on it, which is the same stuff. It's closed cell insulation. And overnight, that wax will melt and liquefy. So that the next day, instead of taking 7 hours to get going, it only takes us maybe 2.5, 3 hours to get where we can get cranking on woodenware. So much faster the second day, and that's the big advantage of multiple days in a row. Weather-wise too, it needs to be at least 65 degrees outside. I prefer, like today it's gonna be 80. And the benefit is in the late evening, like if it's only getting to 70 during the day as a high, then it's gonna hit 65 degrees by 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. Whereas today, with it being 80 during the day, it's gonna be 7 o'clock p.m. by the time we get down into the 65 range. 65 outside temp is about the minimum you can have it for wax dipping. That's kind of where you need to shut off. And how I discovered this is my first year, the wax was only at like 220 and the outside temp was 65. And so the paraffin, which has a melt point of 140, would permeate the wood, but the 190 melt point, the microcrystalline just would not. So nowadays I've got some equipment that constantly leaches out. It sits there in the sunlight and the paraffin leaches out of the wood. Whereas if I would have had the temperature correctly to begin with, we wouldn't have that issue. And also, like when you've got it nice and hot, the wood doesn't end up with like a thick coat of wax. Similar to this box right here. You can feel it's got a waxy surface. That one's done really well. This one's done really well. Let me zoom in on this though, see if we can catch this sunlight angle right here. See how shiny that is? And what you get is wax is leaching out of the wood. Oh, there's a great point. All right, here you go. So here, the wax is leaching out of the wood here, and that's the paraffin. It's soft, like I can mold it. See? That's just sitting in sunshine, and it's currently 70 degrees out here. You need that 50-50 blend, and you need the wax to be hot enough to permeate. And again, with woodenware, same as paint, all your rot is gonna occur here on the end grain, not in the middle of the board. It's gonna occur at your knots, like here and here. If there's ever gonna be rot, it's gonna occur on the corners. It's gonna occur right up under here, like right up under here where the boxes meet. That kind of thing. That's where your rot is going to occur. So the good thing about wax, like look at this little imperfection right here. I can zoom in on this little imperfection right here, where the knot split out from the screw coming in. So because that's wax impregnated, we don't have to worry about that being a long-term problem. So today, I'm turning around here. So the wind is coming straight down the alley right here, and it's blowing this way. I like to stay on the upwind side. This wax will give off some fumes, and I wonder, like, I mean, I'm no scientist, but stuff can't be good to breathe every time. So I like a little breeze in my day. I've never had a fire per se, but I want to discuss, my scares and things I think of on this end. Now that I've left the corporate world, I still like to think like that, because nobody is thinking how to make sure I go home safely. What are you doing?
I'm coming to say hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
Here's our oldest.
He's over here talking about safety, but I mean, who needs safety if you can just
Who
wing
this?
it?
Who this girl?
I'm Alex, and I can't see.
For those here, well,
Waddle over
for
here.
those of you at home, this is our oldest, Alex.
Hello.
And I have more guns than you can run. So there's my answer. She's one of our bookends. Charlie is regularly on our channel, and she's our other bookend. We have some bees out here visiting.
I know, and I'm wearing black shorts.
Where are you off to?
To run some errands, and then I'll come back.
Okay.
Hopefully I'll have time to come back before work.
I think Mom and I are going to have some margaritas.
I know.
But you got to work tonight.
Yeah, because I took George's shifts.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to the gym when I get off, so I'll be home late.
There you go. Well, love you.
Love you too.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks for being on our
Bye,
channel.
everyone.
Bye, y'all. So in the corporate world, you have safety there, but of course out here, I just joke and I say safety third. Really what that is I have to look out for myself, whether it's like ergonomics of lifting things, heavy boxes, make sure I keep all my fingers and toes. So anytime I'm out here doing this kind of stuff, I've learned where t-shirts that are old and can get ruined. Already got, this is a wax dipping t-shirt here. I've got wax. I threw out my old wax dip pants, but currently wearing wax dip pants. Steel toe boots. Things are heavy. You don't want to something to crush your foot. This is a fire extinguisher, and I have it well and away. It's an ABC fire extinguisher, well and away from all of our wax dip tank. And my big scare is this, that this is going to turn into a giant candle, and then it goes up in flames, and then I can't get over here to put it out. So we've got 6 feet from the barn to the tank. We've got 5 feet to the piles of lumber here. And then of course my big scare is over here to this nuke box. Is only 3 feet. Down this direction here, as you can see, got a 5-gallon bucket full of water. And then over here, went ahead and pulled out all the hose right here. I've got an additional fire extinguisher over here, so that no matter where we are, we can hopefully control enough of the flames to keep it at bay till the fire department, which is only a half mile from us, would come over here and help us extinguish it. I have had some boil overs where there's too much moisture in the wood and the wax boils over. So that if you ever notice a boil over come, the first step is go ahead and just cut the flame at the source. Don't, now if you see it boiling over, you can always relight this thing and let the heat go down. It'll go down kind of fast. But if it's getting anywhere close, I just go ahead and cut the propane at the source. As you can see, I've got in about 16 double screen boards, and I just put 2 lids on top and then a block to press them down with. The whole family out here today. Oh, stay back, Bubba.
Some of the family.
Some of the family. Alex came out here a minute ago.
Oh, she did? Did you get her on camera too?
Uh-huh.
Alex's YouTube debut.
Alex's YouTube debut.
Okay.
So I'm just watching the foam. You know, at this point in time, when you got this much wax in here, you know, it's probably foamed up a good 4 or 5 inches right there. It doesn't leave but 2 or 3 inches to foam over. So in the beginning of the day like this, you really have to watch it and be able to, you know, work fast and get, if the wood's got too much moisture in it, then you got to be able to get the stuff out. So I use got a long stick right here and these silicone gloves right here, and you can just grab out what you need. But at the moment, everything's looking good. The foam doesn't appear to be rising all that much. If it was gonna rise, it'd be right there in the beginning. So we'll just give it another 2 or so minutes and then pull it out. The thing about double screen boards too is you gotta tap them to get all the wax out of the screen. Kind of show you what I do. I got this pallet which will eventually get wax dipped. So we're gonna stack them today as like a cooling rack, and then eventually they'll end up on that pallet next to the IBC tote over that way. Once they've cooled off, we'll just do them in batches. Well guys, that's kind of a wrap here on today's episode about the wax dip tank. Again, thanks a big shout out to Claris Wax Products. Brad Ford is my representative down there. They're not a very big company. Great service, great product. They offer the Beekeeper's Blend, which is a 50-50 blend already pre-mixed of microcrystalline and paraffin specifically for wax dipping your woodenware and your beehives. And when we were at Nobby, we saw Thorn Manufacturing has some pretty nice tanks. You don't have to manufacture your own at home. You know, when I was getting started in 2020, having my buddy Dan weld up this tank right here special for me, he thought I was fairly crazy. And it was something people were already doing, but there wasn't a lot of YouTube videos about it. So, you know, if you're at home and you're watching this, instead of having to kind of go through all the screw ups and the how-tos, I figured hopefully this video would help you out. And that way it maybe save you some steps on the learning curve. Anyways, guys, I'm Ashby with Ashby Farms. I really appreciate you guys watching the video thus far. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, like this video, and biggest of all is comment. It helps us get recognized in the YouTube algorithm. That would personally help me out. So thanks again. We'll see you in the next episode.